Hi, I'm David Gray. Today I'm going to be talking with Abbe Pensack, independent insurance specialist. Today we're going to be covering the topic of disability insurance, something that many people need, but very few people have. So stay tuned. Well, hello, Abbe Pensack.
Hi, Dave. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing
Good,
fine.
good, good.
Hey, once again, I've got Abbe Pensack here. Abbe is a independent insurance specialist. She's one of my favorite agents that I have out there, and usually a go-to person when I have questions about a certain type of insurance. Okay, today we're talking to Abbe about disability insurance and
hmm
just exactly how important that is, where many people, need it, but not very many people understand that they have to have it. So I'm going to talk to Abbe. I want to get your thoughts and why people need this. How does this fit into a financial plan, and so on?
Well, disability insurance is for when you have a long-term illness or accident where you cannot work. Um, my perfect example is my husband had a heart surgery, and he was out of work for quite some time. We had two little kids. He had disability insurance. We got a check in the mail, thank goodness, and it kept us afloat. Had he not had that, how would we pay our bills? How would we pay our mortgage? How would we go to the grocery store? So many industries have a need for disability insurance. I insure hairstylists, dental hygienists, doctors, lawyers, construction people, business owners, because what you're preventing is a lack of income for a substantial amount of time.
Hmm.
So when you buy a disability product, an insurance policy, it's based on your income and also based on your need. Some people have more money put away, so they may not need as much. The one thing that's really, well, one of the things that's really great is it is tax-free. So your disability payments are tax-free. Now, this is through independent insurance companies. This is not through the government. The government offers Social Security disability insurance if you're disabled. It's a 6-month waiting period, and the maximum is less than $25,000 a year,
Wow.
and it is taxed. So
Wow.
this augments in case you cannot perform your job. You can't, you're a hairstylist and you have carpal tunnel syndrome and you can't do something, or you're a dental hygienist and your back's, you slipped a disc and you can't work for a year. Things like that.
Well, that's exactly what some of my questions were, because I think about, you mentioned dental hygienist and salon, owners or people. Like, I kind of think, that's different than a construction worker where you can
Mhm.
see the potential of them getting hurt. And I think, how could somebody, a dental hygienist, how could they get hurt? And you said carpal
Right, but
tunnel.
it's from repetitive hand motion,
Mm.
and there's a very high incidence. And I represent once a year at the Colorado Dental Hygienist Association, my business, and it is an amazing amount of dental hygienists who cannot perform their duties after 20 years of being squished and bent over and doing repetitive handwork in that little space of your mouth.
Wow.
Um, Most physicians have disability insurance, lawyers, CPAs. It's to replace income in case of an illness or an accident.
Mhm.
It's when you cannot work. And we don't think about that. We think about life insurance because we all know that eventually we're going to go, we're going to
Mhm.
pass away. And it's life insurance does all kinds of things. It's a great cash accumulation product. It's a great thing to leave a legacy, to make sure your children are educated, keep your spouse or your surviving family in their home. But disability is a whole different animal in that you're alive and you can't work.
Right.
And then what do you do?
Abby, that's a scary thing because, I'm a small business owner. I'm actually a one-man show here, and I wear a lot of hats.
Hmm.
And if I can't, come in and, perform and do my job, then my clients don't need me, you know.
Right,
And a lot
right.
of times, even just owning a computer shop, and being a computer consultant, there's a lot of things that I have to do that are not typing on a keyboard or programming this or setting this up. I mean, there's a lot of, I get computer servers stuff, 80, 90, 100, 200 pounds sometimes that I'm
Hmm.
doing. So it's not always just typing on a keyboard. So this has really kind of opened my eyes up too. I'm trying to revamp a lot of my financial plan on, you think about the basics of life insurance. I'm getting older now, so I think long-term care insurance.
Hmm.
Okay. I
Yeah.
really haven't thought that much about disability insurance. And you know what? That one little thing could happen that could put you in a setback where you could never recover from.
Well, that's right. And there is, from the government, Social Security disability insurance, which is, a benefit that the U.S. government gives you, but it's a very small amount. There's a long waiting period.
Mhm.
Private insurance companies, there's a shorter waiting period. You get a lot more money, depending on what your income is. And it can be quite affordable. It can be anything you want. When we put together a disability insurance policy for a client, it's built around what their needs are, what their risk tolerance is, what their income is. Do they have a spouse that's working or not working? Do they have a high mortgage? Are their kids young or older? So you
Mhm.
have to take a whole intake sort of your client and what their needs are and what they can afford and what their risk is, and then develop a plan for each individual person. And that's what is the nuance of being a good insurance agent, is that everybody's an individual.
Right.
It's not a cookie cutter.
Okay, with that being said, would you say that when you try to price this to your clients, do you try to price according to their bills or according to their wages? Because that's
It's
important.
priced according, that's a really good question. It's priced according to their income.
Okay.
So if you're over living your bounds
Hmm.
and you're driving a Ferrari,
Hmm. Which I'm
they
not.
don't care. So, but if you're earning $75,000 or $100,000, and all of a sudden you're earning no money,
Right.
that's the given. Because we can always drill down and have one less car or eat
Right.
out one less time. But so it's based on your income. It's not the full income. It's a percentage because it's tax free.
Right.
And yeah, so it just depends on what people are earning. I mean, I've got clients who are surgeons and they're earning hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I have clients who are in the service industry, like hairstylists and
Hmm.
like dental hygienists who are, out there doing their work, and they're earning maybe 50, 60, $70,000 a year, maybe more. So it just depends on what you're doing and what your needs are.
Yeah, that's scary because I think even in my mind, and I've been in the insurance business as an IT guy, as for
Mhm.
20 plus years with just one company, or right at 20 years. And when I think about disability insurance, I really don't. I thought more of, well, I've got health insurance, and if I fall down and get hurt, then guess what? My hospitalization is going to be paid for. But
Right.
guess what? They're not going to pay me not to be able to come in and to perform in my job at my office.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, God forbid you have a horrible skiing accident or a car accident, or
right,
you get a bad disease. I mean, things do happen. I mean, that's
right,
my business, is protecting people from things happening
right.
and protecting their assets and protecting their families, um, and keeping them financially whole, and also emotionally whole, because I couldn't imagine how I would manage with my husband not working and having a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old, and what are we going to do? I
Right,
mean, how are you going to pay the bills? How are
right.
you going to live?
Yeah. You just brought up something really interesting, and we actually covered this topic last time you and I talked, as far as COVID-19. So,
Hmm.
with the coronavirus that was going around and still, kind of lingering, um, disability insurance cover that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't if you can't have it as a pre-existing condition. So
Right.
so if you have it or you've had it, no. But if you were to get it, God forbid, there's a lot of residual health problems. People are not popping back. They're having a lot of lung issues.
Hmm.
They're having a lot of cognitive issues. So we don't, all the scientists and doctors really aren't sure yet. So let's just say you're a CPA and you have disability insurance and you get COVID-19. And your cognition, because you've been on a ventilator for 3 weeks, is not right. You're
Hmm.
not, you've lost some cognitive
Right.
facilities. Yeah, you can get disability insurance. You are disabled. You can't do your job.
Wow. It's almost a struggle. There's so many different insurances out there. And honestly, disability is not something that's really been on my radar where it really should have, because like every day coming in and doing my job and leaving, I mean, yeah, if I fall down here, my insurance is going to cover me to a point. And I
Hmm.
think I've only got a short-term thing there. So I
Right.
really need to start like investigating that, because like I said, you start setting up your financial plan for life and retirement and think about all that. And
Hmm.
something happened, and then you find out, you know what? I was missing one little piece of my puzzle that screwed up everything.
Right. And you can buy disability insurance at any age. I have an attorney who's in his 50s. He never, same thing, never thought about it. He's got 3 little kids and he's got
Mhm.
2 homes, and he wants to be sure that if anything were to happen to him, he would not have to change his lifestyle.
Right,
Um, so when you purchase it when you're older, it of course is a little bit more expensive,
right.
but you also have a shorter landing field because DI ends at 65 or 67. It's not permanent, it's not
Mhm.
forever, because once you hit Social Security age, where you can collect Social Security,
SSDI picks up.
yeah, that's when Social Security insurance picks up. And that's really, really another benefit of the government that is like a pension.
Right.
So there are no disability insurances that go past 67 years old, because those are the bulk of your main earning years.
Right. And plus you're working in the field. That's when the majority of your debt is going to be paid off,
Sure.
after that, not before, not pre. So,
Right, right,
okay.
absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just another piece of the pie of, how to put your ducks in a row to prevent bad things happening financially and emotionally and physically,
Mhm.
um, to have your financial plan whole. It sounds like there's insurance for everything, and there is, but there's a reason for it, and it does not break the bank. I mean, it's not a fortune.
Mhm.
Um, it's priced according to what you do for a living.
Mhm.
You get discounts if you're a business owner, or if you're in a certain profession. I mean, there's a lot of nuances to it, which is why you need someone who really knows the ins and outs. And I don't want to confuse people because there's a lot of minutia. It depends on what you do for a living, your age, your health, and
Mhm.
your income.
Well, Abby, I think this is a very important topic, and I appreciate you spending time once again with me. And you know what? We've covered a couple topics, and every time I learn something. And you know what? I'm loving this, and
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And I hope I didn't muddy the water too much, because you can get in the weeds a bit.
right. No, I don't think you did at all. So now I'm going to get off this phone. I'm going to realize and start thinking, life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance. You're right. There is really a insurance for just about everything. But you know what? If you don't have the right one, it only takes one little issue,
That's
and
right.
then you're sunk on all of them. So,
Yep, that's right. I mean, my job is keeping people whole, protecting the families, protecting my clients, making sure they're well taken care of, um, in the best way possible.
right. Well, Abby, once again, thank you very much, and we will talk again soon.
Okay, Dave, you take care.
Thanks. You too.
Thanks. Okay,
Bye.
bye now.